Alright, first new thing. It's kind of the introduction, or like the thing to ease you into the polyrhythmic rhythm that comes next. And that rhythm that you're learning is basically this right here. So we talked about how this is like a like a 3 across 2 or 2 across 3 polyrhythm. You usually hear it be called 3 against 2, but I think 3 across 2 makes more sense. But anyway, basically you have these two evenly spaced chords here, and then you have beat 1, 2, and 3, which are evenly spaced. And that's basically where that polyrhythm comes from. So you have these 3 beats at the top here, evenly spaced out, and then you have 2 down here that are evenly spaced. So in the second rhythm, that's when it continues on and on and on for as many bars as you can, which is 3, before it would start over again. So let's just jump on into it. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 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 4, done. Let's go on to the next thing. Remember, when you play that D5, you're not doing a D major chord. Just use your first 2 fingers there. I think it's easier to go into that instead of trying to do this, because you might continue to instinctively want to use that middle finger on the F sharp note there. So just try using your first 2 fingers instead. Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 4, and 1, and 4, and 3, and 1, 2, and 4, and done. Now this is a rhythm. I find it a little easier to quietly mouth the different beats that you're not playing on to help you keep track of where you're at within all this. And just say louder, emphasize the part of the beat that you're playing on. So, let's change things here. Nope, wait a minute. There we go. Alright, so here we have the full exercise number 3, or more of an etude type thing. More of an etude than just an exercise. So 160 beats per minute, that's what the goal is, to just start off cold, no warm-ups, just go right into it at 160. If you can't do that right away, that's fine, you can work up to it. But that's basically your goal there, to be able to hit 160. So if you need any kind of warm-up stuff, I would just work on warming up just the first string, the E string, not the whole thing, not all 6 strings. That would take too long to go up by 5s. But yeah, eventually you should be able to just start at 160. And I say that because if you got to, and you did, because you got to 205 last night with triplets, I definitely think 160 is a manageable, doable speed to just jump right into for you. You may not be able to last too long at that speed before your hand starts to, and your hand and arm start to want to fatigue. But obviously the more you do it, the easier it's going to get. So yeah, if you need to, just work up the first string with the metronome if need be. But anyway, besides working it up, make sure you take this one step at a time. Make sure you can get the E string up to speed, or you can play it at 160 and then add the B string, and then, you know, be able to play the E and the B string, and then try just the G string, and then try like the G, B, or actually the B and G string, and then the E, B, and G. So kind of like backwards add things. So once you do those first 3 strings, and you make sure you can play the D string at 160, and you do the G and the D string, and then the B, G, D, and the E, or, you know, something like that. Or you can just make sure you do the D string and then just jump through all 4. Just break it down as much as you need to in order to make it work for you. So I'm going to follow along with the MIDI track here, because I figured out how we can actually have a big thing like this on screen and play along with it. So here we go. I don't know why that seemed weird to me. Hang on a sec. Take 2. Here we go. So, let's see. The video's been going for about 7.5 minutes right now. So that took, what, I don't know, 2 minutes most to go through that. So I want you to do that at least 3 times a day once you can finally play the whole thing. Just like the other stuff we've talked about. So it's just a good old rule of 3. Save that, and let me export this as a PDF now while I'm looking at it. That is going to a very wrong folder. Oh, where's yours? Nope, that ain't right. There we go. Okay. And on to the last one. Again, all downstrokes through the first time, and then, no, sorry, all upstrokes first time through, and then the easier all downstrokes the second time through. And again, 3 times per day. Not like, you know, play the whole thing back to back. I mean, shit, that sounds like it'd be a very exhausting thing to actually like try and play this whole thing 3 times in a row with the back and forth picking. That's basically 6 times through, switching between ups and downs. Anyway, so not much to say other than you're always starting every second, or the first. You're starting the first of every 2 bars with open string that you're picking on. So you keep going to that. I'm sorry, not the first. Yeah, that's right. First every 2. Okay. Well, enough talking. Let's just play along to it again. And also, this is 160. This is what you want to be starting off with. And you do have that quarter note that happens at the end of every 2 bars. So, let's see if I can actually get a good start this time. ending it with that. Just ending on that B. So much tension. Ah, there we go. That's what the ear wants to hear. Okay. I think that covers everything. Yeah. So if you want, maybe like start brainstorming some ideas of ways you would like to get your name out there in the old music world, as well as getting the band name out there more. Thinking like, you know, do you want to? I guess one question is, does the rest of the band also want to make a career with music? And so, I mean, that's something important, because I have, being a person who was the most gung-ho in the band, even though I wasn't the founder of the band, that proved to be problematic, because I had the drive to go, and do stuff I felt was needed that the founder of the band did not really want to do, and that caused a lot of problems. I briefly talked to you about that before. So just kind of understanding where the other people are in the band and what they really want to do with music is important. And I know that's going to be there. It could be a very difficult question for some people your age to answer, because I mean, yeah, you're young and so are the rest of the band members, so maybe the other people haven't thought that far ahead. But yeah, just if you don't know, I think that'd be a good question to ask, and maybe bring that up at a band meeting, like see what people want to do and if they thought that far ahead and whatnot, and maybe brainstorm some ideas with them. So beyond just playing shows, I mean, playing shows is good. I do believe that is important, but it is not the most important thing in this day and age anymore. Online stuff is huge. Beyond just doing, you know, getting your concert stuff filmed, having little snippets to go up on things like Instagram and Facebook is very good, I think. And eventually having like actual performance stuff for YouTube, like not just concert-based things, but you know, just like playthroughs of certain things. I don't know, just start brainstorming some stuff. We can talk about it a little bit here and there more often with each lesson that goes by. Kind of try and help you get a game plan for what would work good for you, and perhaps both you and the band at the same time. And maybe even start thinking some ideas for you and me to do for some video stuff to promote your musicianship, the lesson stuff, whatnot. But yeah, I will see you again. Let's see, what day is that going to be? Monday the 22nd. But if you have any questions before then, just send me an email, and I will see you soon.